Hey y'all, what's going on? Reached a pretty good milestone today. Looked at my YouTube and saw that I had 250 subscribers. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys and gals. Want you to know I appreciate you. I also wanted to give somebody a shout out today. Curtis over at Hot Action Fishing and Fab. He's a cool cat, good dude. He does some fooling around with boats and stuff. He's got a couple of build videos out there, more than a couple. He's also restoring an old Johnson skiff, doing transom, stringers, floor, decks, you know, everything we do with these little skiffs. You know, he's doing it. He's also a welder and a fabricator and an artist. Just a really cool dude. I love his videos. Like watching his channel grow, just like watching mine grow. But you know, it's folks like him and folks like y'all that are making this thing a reality. And I want you to know I hope to get a little better at this production thing as I go along here. But I wanted to give him a shout out and give a shout out to the folks over on microskiff.com. What a great community. Go on over there and check that out if you're not a member. And a lot of good things going on over there. A lot of cool home built one-off skiff builds. Several of Chris Moorjohn's Conkfish 16s being built by forum members on there, being documented on microskiff.com. So you know, there's a lot of cool things going on over there. Good, just a wonderful community. So again, you know, go check out Curtis over at Hot Action Fishing and Fab. Great dude, cool channel. So for today's video, I think I'm gonna go ahead and celebration, show you folks how I do my roll-on non-skid with Gelcoat. I don't use sand or any grit in my Gelcoat to create a non-skid. I use a thickened Gelcoat and a technique. The technique that I use is what creates the non-skid. It creates a nice uniform texture. You can make it as light of a texture as you want. You can make it pretty rough enough that you don't want to be walking on it barefooted rough, and have it Gelcoat through and through. When you use sand or any other grit, as the Gelcoat wears down, you start seeing that sand, and it just looks like crap, honestly. And you need to redo it fairly often if you use your boat a lot. So the method I use, it's 100% Gelcoat, and as it wears uniformly, and you don't end up seeing any sand particles as it wears down. When it gets too slick, you tape off your slicks, run over the non-skid with some 60 grit on a random orbit sander, knock it down, and you reapply it. But it lasts for a very long time, 2 to 3 times, maybe even 4 times longer than the non-skid you see with sand or the other particles in there to create that texture. All right, enough of my babbling. Sorry, it's getting a little dark out here. The bugs are starting to come out. Enough of my babbling. Let's get right to that video and show you guys what I'm doing here. So here I have just a piece of scrap core. I didn't even bother sanding this core because I'm going to throw it in the garbage when I'm done. Have a little bit more of that fancy blue Gelcoat mixed up. And there's no wax in it. Don't want wax in it for this. Just like before, this is just the first coat, so we know we have even coverage of the blue. Like I said, guys, I'm really not concerned with it sticking. This is just for you guys, so I didn't take the time to prep this panel properly. I did wipe it off with an acetone rag just so I wasn't getting sand and grit in here. I want grit, but not not free particles. I want to create the grit with Gelcoat. And you can see there's a little bit of trash in there. Let's pick that out. Just a tip for you guys, take some masking tape and pat around your roller before you start rolling, and that will help clean this stuff off. That way you don't end up with little roller fibers all in your work. So you just want even coverage. It can be fairly thin. You can even see through it a little bit. It's not a big deal. So we're just going to let that flash off a second. We're going to go ahead and, so I'm just going to test a spot over here. Looks like it might be tacking up pretty good. And you can see this stuff's pretty thick. It's not peanut butter thick, but it's pretty thick. We're just gonna roll that out on here. Got another little booger in it. Like I said, guys, I'm not too concerned with the quality of this job. I just kind of want to show you all the principle. It's another case of you don't want to overwork it. So we're going to let that flash off a second. And I think that texture looks pretty good. But I want to show you, I want to thicken this resin up a little bit more. Ideally, I should have let that first coat flash a little bit longer. I can see some white showing through here. I'm not sure if y'all are getting the texture or not though, but that is a beautiful non-skid texture that we have going on. While that's flashing off, I'll thicken some more and hopefully be able to get a little more aggressive texture out of it for you. Again, this fumed silica is going to actually make this non-skid harder than straight gel coat. Well, let's try it. A little dab will do. So I know not everybody's into micro skiffs and shallow water boats, but if you got a bigger boat or maybe a dive boat, I know a lot of dive operations like a more aggressive non-skid because it can be quite dangerous wearing all that gear, wearing your BC in your tank. So, you know, you want a more aggressive non-skid or need a more aggressive non-skid on your boat so you can thicken your gel up a little more. Hopefully this is coming through, y'all, but this is a pretty aggressive pattern we got going on here. And right at the end, using virtually no pressure, you just want to kind of back roll it and let the roller stipple just lift it up. Just lift it up, just like that. And you end up with a really, really nice, uniform, 100% gel coat non-skid that as it wears, it's going to wear evenly. You're not going to get the little sand marks showing through it, the little sand pebbles showing through. When it starts getting too slick for you, rough it up with some 80 grit, do it again. This non-skid, it lasts for years though. It's a little easier to clean than the diamond shaped non-skids and stuff. I just use a stiff bristled scrub brush and some Dawn dishwashing liquid or or some simple green, something like that. It cleans right up. Cleans as easy as your non-skid that they do use grit on. All right, y'all, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but it's the next day. The gel coat's all cured. The non-skid's looking pretty good. Just to give you an idea here, that's about the texture we have. And you can see, you know, that's a little rough on the back of my hand. Some folks think it's a little rough looking that I've shown it to in the past. The important thing is it's non-skid, and you're not going to slip and slide on this. It cleans up easy. Soft bristle brush and some dishwashing liquid or boat soap, and it cleans up rather nice. But it is very durable, and it's not as bad, you know, like I said, you know, I'm rubbing my knuckles on it there. It might skin you up a little bit if you do a slip and slide, but that's the whole purpose of non-skid, right? So you don't do a slip and slide. Well, if you made it this far, and hope you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, if this sort of thing interests you. Again, I just want you guys to know that I appreciate you. I hope these videos are at least teaching you something. I know I'm not the greatest teacher out there, but I hope you guys are picking up enough to understand what's going on with these basics of these repairs. I do plan on, once I get a shop, sitting down with you guys and showing you in much greater detail what's actually going on when we're mixing these chemicals and stuff, and explaining to you why we need to do some of the things we need to do. There's a lot more in depth, but again, this series is just it's fiberglass for beginners, and I don't want to throw too much technical jargon out there, even though most of you probably understand it better than I do. So again, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for subscribing. Just thanks for being there, y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Good night. God bless.